got that lightning inside me, son of a god. I'm like a titan that's rising, oh, just you watch. I'm stepping in the fade, there is no time to waste. I've got that lightning inside me, this is how legends are made. This is how legends are made. This is how legends are made. I'm cranking up on the throttle, victory is mine. Show you the harder the battle, harder I fight. I've come too far to quit. Stop back, I'm going in. I'm cranking up on the throttle. This is how legends are made. This is how legends are made. This is how legends are made.
Hello. Welcome to our stream. Good morning, good day, good evening, good afternoon, good night, wherever you're tuning in from. Yeah, we're back for another weekly stream. Nothing particular in terms of topics today. We just wanted to play a bit, chat with you. There might be some follow-up questions on the Q&A. We can't answer that much more. We already tried to get every single bit that we can. I wouldn't want to say commit to, but at least have very strong plans for. Already got that in the article, but yeah. Before I go on for too long, I'm not alone today. I got myself some co-hoster, some help in the form or in the shape of Prince Blip.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the live streams. We took a couple weeks break because we were very busy or not here, and now we're back.
Oh, chat is saying it's Labor Day. True, I read that.
Yes,
earlier.
it is Labor Day in the U.S.
It's still a weird thing to me. I keep forgetting about it because not every single country, but a lot of countries have a completely different day for Labor Day for some reason. So
yeah, I think
we do.
I think it's May.
Yeah, for us it's 1st of May.
Yeah,
and it's most Western European countries I think have 1st of May. And so yeah.
Yeah. Enjoy your Labor Day, U.S. audience. So
enjoy.
And
yeah, the teaser's up. You can watch it after the stream.
Yep.
Or you can also watch our VOD of the stream afterwards,
Yep.
depending on how you want to do it.
New teaser for Michelangelo. And some of you may have seen that floating around in the seas with our live testers trying it out, making sure it's good to go. So it's not quite a spoiler, but it is. The teaser is on our channel.
Where's the teaser? I will just link to it.
Yeah, there we go.
Let me get it. So that's our teaser for the next campaign for the Michelangelo.
Yeah.
Very strange ship.
Very strange ship.
You have your turrets, 2 turrets, yeah, in the center of the ship. So
So you can't shoot forwards and you can't shoot backwards.
Yeah, you cannot
with your main guns.
I would argue it's perfect for all those people who like broadside anyway, but you really don't want to broadside. It's not going to be a very pleasant experience if you get citadeled all the time. But yeah, you're basically wiggling. It's a very different playstyle. It does have smoke. And you also have pretty potent SAP secondaries. So yeah, we are still 1 week away from the update. The next one's gonna release on next Monday. So as usual, our patch notes, balance changes, we have quite some nice ones coming up. And all the shenanigans we have planned for you, we'll be posting about it on Thursday.
Yep.
When you're gonna make a collaboration with Naruto, I can imagine they're very expensive. I'm not sure, but Yeah, we're generally like open to almost any collaboration. It's just that some of these collaborations, even if it's in the works, which we can't really tell you about, and quite frankly, we also don't know about a lot of the things, they can take years.
Yep.
Like lots of negotiations. How do you release it? How does it look like? How is it integrated? Where is it shown? How much money does it cost? All these details.
Yeah. Did you see in other anime news that Amazon purchased the first 1,000 episodes of One Piece so that Amazon can now stream them?
One Piece is also like an anime that quite some people have suggested. Sabaton collaboration is also another one, but again, like it's not that easy as just saying, "Oh, we want it, they want it, let's go." So yeah, maybe eventually I would also like it. Sailor Moon collab. Okay, that's a bit weird, but I guess a lot of our players also did grow up with it.
Which one?
Sailor Moon.
Sailor Moon. Oh,
Oh,
okay.
you apparently have an invisible bottle. Yeah, it's because it's green.
Yes, my sometimes it's invisible, sometimes it's not. It's vaguely visible here. My ghost bottle.
We could remove the chroma key, but I'm too lazy for that. But yeah, of course, like behind us is like just a huge green wall, and yeah.
And then I've seen a couple people asking about Crafting Station getting a change. There are no plans to change this iteration of Crafting Station, but maybe if it returns, you can make adjustments or something.
I know this is going to be very controversial, but the gist of it, if the Crafting Station is too expensive for you, it is not for you. Do not feel obligated to go for it. It's like not. It's basic. Like Shill is basic like an Admiral Spee, but a higher tier, but you don't need it. It's like not the non-plus ultra ship. It's not the most broken ship we ever released to like lure you into buying out the Crafting Station. It is really an event for like the many veteran players who have all these resources lying around, nothing to do with it.
Yep.
Make Crafting Station permanent. We don't want to like motivate you to spend that much because it is very high numbers. We know that. It's really meant for only those who have it right now and don't care.
Yep.
If you do care, use it on something else, especially like the silver and the global XP. There's so many nice ships that you can get with it.
Yeah. What was the most broken ship released in your opinion? I can answer that one really easily. Ensign Gabold.
Oh yeah.
Ensign Gabold was released with Columbo torpedoes at tier 2. Essentially,
we had like 1 week
it
of
was a
havoc.
bug. Yeah, it was a bug. We had basically the wrong number in the torpedo code. It gave us the wrong outcome.
Are we getting a new tech tree ship line? Given you didn't specify when, yes. Eventually, yes. Oh, I mean, don't quote us, but usually I think we have like one new line like each quarter, each third of the year, something like this, like every 3 to 4 months.
Yeah.
Because our updates are like almost like around 1 month long.
It's basically every 3 updates, yeah.
Will the auction ever come back? No plans for that now. What's getting buffed on Brisbane? I think reload?
Brisbane.
I'm not sure.
I have to check that real quick.
I'll just open the page. Brisbane. Yes, we're buffing her reload time for wing guns and torpedoes. She's getting a supplies that I'm not gonna spoil yet, but she's getting something. Also, I think the radar is getting buffed slightly.
Yeah. Floaty shells on Velos. Velos has basically correct shells for the 5-inch 38 guns. On the Fletcher and the Benson, I believe, whenever you upgrade the guns, they get different shells that are higher velocity. Those are not historically accurate, but they help the ship do well. And so Velos has the historically accurate shells, which are more floaty. So.
Yeah. North Plymouth, she's broken. I don't think she's actually broken, but she's really potent in the right hand. She has the right tools.
Yeah. What's the nerf on Christopher Columbo? Can I?
You can.
Okay. Yeah. Christopher Columbo will be getting a combination nerf. The main thing is going to be the pin angles is going to be reduced. They'll still have improved pin angles, but they will not be as absurd as they are. And then the AP damage and HP are going to be messed with. So that is
like we're not changing how the ship plays.
Yeah,
it's just
making
making
not
her
as dominant.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Florida is getting the things that Florida needs. Interpret that how you will.
It's just Florida. We are gonna make her a little bit more accurate, give her a little bit more pen, and lower the reload.
Yeah.
So some quality of life stuff, and yeah, we have like looking at the internal page right now. There's a really long list of nice changes. I think you will like all the nerfs and buffs we have prepared.
Yeah, the list on the dev Q&A is not comprehensive, so there's more coming. So. Yep.
Let's actually check like one.
So Florida is getting removed like the actual place should be. I think there's some Floridians in this chat that might disagree with you. What happened to Orochi? Orochi has moved on to the marketing team. And so he might show up.
Did he actually share that?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So in his last stream, he shared that.
Okay, good.
So
good.
it's okay.
I was like,
it's okay. It's okay.
Because we called him publishing team.
Oh, maybe.
Sorry.
But Orochi's moved to a new role now. He's still with us. He's still contributing. He still sits with us here in Prague. And so he will join us on streams occasionally, but
he's very busy.
But that's not his role anymore. So
just counted, if I'm not wrong, they are like more or less like, depending on how you count it, there are some clones, some alternative versions as well. 16 ships getting changed.
Yup. That's a lot.
If they all made it in. I'm not, like, don't quote me on it, but like roundabout. Well, they buff to fighter planes. The thing is, buffing and changing mechanics are two different things. So for the fighter planes, they just currently work in the way that they shoot one plane and then they leave again, which is arguably not the best way it works. Yes, it's true. We are looking into it. But yeah, this one is nice. Can I purchase shares in Wargaming? No, we're a private company.
Yep, we are privately owned. So, what changes on the Z52? Z52 gets there's several different changes that are relatively small.
Yeah.
So
just a little bit of everything.
Yeah, a little bit of everything. So.
Like, we're trying to not change the ships in any way that they're like completely different or like unplayable. Our nerfs are really aiming at making them less dominant and like giving other ships, like the moment you nerf one ship, other ships that are like okay kind of get a buff in a way that get countered by those ships a lot, right? So yeah. Z52 sonar nerf among other things, yes.
Yes.
Sonar, DPM, concealment, but like a little bit. Like, it's not like she has 2 kilometers more concealment or something like this. Like,
yeah. Do you have any new legendary tier ships planned for this year? 2 have been announced. So, Gdansk and Druid. Oh no, Druid may or may not. So
I'm not sure if we are making. It's not final if we make them legendary or tier 8, but
they have the potential
to be legendary.
Yeah, that's the way to put it. We're not entirely sure where they'll end up right now.
Halloween hints.
They could.
It is at Halloween. Got something really cool. Like we said in, I think let me just double check.
Yeah.
But in our Q&A, in case you haven't seen it, check it on our blog.
When is the next treasure hunt coming? Nothing's been announced at this time. So who knows? We
said regarding Halloween, right now we're planning a big and brand new Halloween event and also considering asymmetric battles as an event in the future. Stay tuned. That's what we had in our dev Q&A, and like, yeah, we have seen like the first prototypes. It's nice.
Yeah.
Kind of fun.
BB-38 or the Pennsylvania, any chance that it comes to the game? There's a chance, but there's no model for Pennsylvania in the game. Because the only
we'll just link our Q&A because I see a lot of questions in the chat that were also already answered in it.
Yep.
Just to go through it, I'm just saying the questions. We can discuss it more throughout the stream if you guys want. But what are your plans for Submarines and Legends? When is my favorite ship coming to the game? Are you going to expand the game to 10 tiers like the other Warships and Tanks games? What are your plans for graphics updates and dynamic weather effects? What are your plans for UI, UX improvements? When will more features be added to the mobile version? What are your plans for balance changes? What are your plans for PvE content or other battle types? Are there any plans to bring back ships from campaigns or other limited offers? Do you plan to add any new languages to the game? Thoughts on adding modern warships or historic sailing ships? Can we get more selectable ports in the settings? What's the dev team's favorite map in the game? That's more of a joke question. It really depends. But we were joking a bit about the Racing Legends map because it's pretty cool. It's just that not everybody liked the mode, let's put it that way. How do you get access to blueprints of different ships? What's the process for selecting new ships to add? And are balance changes affected by how many people play the ship? For example, is Gascony not getting buffed because fewer people play her? And the answer is no. It's just that we generally, because I've already seen balance discussions, we generally can't balance that many. We are going for 10-ish at the time. Sometimes it's 5, sometimes it's 15. But the more ships you change at once, the more there's an impact between different ships. And there's basically every single ship you change, except Legendary tier, because it only goes and fights against tier 8. You are looking at anything from 30 to 100 or more ships that's influencing. So, and then it's really interesting to see the data over time, the player behavior, because you would think we change something, everybody immediately knows. No. Sometimes it takes weeks, sometimes it takes months until we suddenly see people adapted to the ship. And so that's why there aren't huge waves of balance changes. That said, it's possible that we have some at some point, but
Did you answer the questions about submarines to the game? Or no, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
I was done.
Okay. Did you answer the question about submarines to the game, or did you ignore the question? That is the first question.
Yes.
In the
I will just
Q&A.
read the answer. What we said is, while submarines play an important role in naval warfare, we are not sure how they would fit into the game from a balance point of view. You might consider them for PvE scenarios, battles against bots, in the future, but we don't plan to introduce them into any of the regular PvP modes. So something for example, a Halloween event or a 1st April Fool's event with submarines. Totally possible. If we ever have something like a PvE scenario kind of thing that is permanent in the game, totally possible. But we don't currently see how they would fit into PvP. And maybe that changes. Who knows what's happening in 10 years? Let's face it. But at least for the foreseeable future, very unlikely, and that they will see them in random battles or something like this.
Yep. Let's see.
Are there plans to add? In general, I will also just read our answer from the when is my favorite ship coming to the game, because it basically covers all these. Are you going to add XYZ nation? Are you going to add a specific ship? Insert West Virginia 44 question here.
Well, now it's Tennessee 44 because PC announced it. So.
And all the other things. And we said, which I kind of expected it, but it was a bit unfortunate. The majority of the questions in our Q&A that you submitted was really about subs and about certain ships or nations coming to the game. And we replied to that. We've received a lot of those questions. We love to see a passion and desire to have specific ships in the game. As you might expect, we are mostly unable to answer these questions. There are also way too many ships to add them all within the next month or even year. But you can rest assured that we will be adding a variety of ships for different nations and types. To give you a sneak peek of what to expect, we can announce 2 new ships coming to the game by the end of this year. Druid for steel and Gdansk as a bureau project. So the short answer will always be that. The long answer is, of course, more complicated. It depends. If we have a nation not at all in a game, it is less likely that we add a new ship for that nation. It's not zero. It depends on a whole lot of different things. If we see, for example, suddenly a certain region in the world plays the game a lot more and we don't have ships for that region, we might consider adding a ship for that region. If we want to try out some specific mechanic or think that's kind of cool, for example, the airstrike mechanic or the hybrid battleships, then it's more likely that we are going with ships from nations that actually had concepts for those. Otherwise we mostly focus on these mainly 4 big nations of US, Germany, Japan, and UK, simply because they are the most popular in the game. That is always going to be a factor as well. And also these navies, especially US Navy or like so German Navy, they had so many designs and they're very accessible. If you ever wonder for US, I think everything that's declassified is in public domain.
Yep.
Right. So you can just
if it still exists or is known to exist, it is I mean, everything is in public domain, but not everything that was made is still existing, if that makes sense. Because there were some fires in archives, and also some archive stuff got scrapped, unfortunately, in the 70s. If I ever find that guy.
Agent Jess just messaged me separately. I don't think it's the best to talk about that during the stream, but there are many nice places in Prague to visit.
Yep.
So what was I saying actually? I forgot.
I'm not sure.
Blueprints. US. Very easy. German archives. I think they're even available in English, at least partially, but otherwise, I guess like machine translation tools will help you.
Yep.
You can just request anything that they already digitalized, and for like small fee, like $20-30 something like this, you can usually get a blueprint. If you want to like print it or like put it on a t-shirt or whatever, you might have to pay a larger fee, but it's really manageable. The biggest issue and the most fun as well is if we want to go into the deep dive of what else is there that they also don't know they have. They just have it like somewhere in a box.
There's genuinely a few things that we have found in archives that weren't known to exist. A lot of the German blueprints actually we ended up finding. So we being wargaming.
Christopher, the questions aren't stupid, and the shout outs, I don't know what you mean by that. It's just that many different players have very different focuses on, or a different focus or prioritization on the game. And we have a lot of players who just play the game because they like to play games. And we have a lot of players who are deeply invested in the history. Then we have different players from all different nations. Like, all these requests are valid. It's just that, of course, I would love to have less requests where we can just say the same answer over and over again. Hey, we can't talk about it. But in the end, it's fine. New Russian ships are banned.
We released
if you mean
Borodino
Soviet
this
ships,
update.
we just released Borodino, yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
And then any plans on dealing with people going AFK at the start of matches or don't even move at all? These players already do not receive any rewards from those matches and still have to pay the service costs.
yes. And please, if you want to do something about them, we have a report button in game that's mainly just a statistic, quite frankly. We can't really work much with that. We need you to take a clip, not just a screenshot at one moment where somebody is at the map border, because that might as well just be somebody being at the map border. That's fine. And we need a clip of the battle, and then we can do something against these players. But it's a very frustrating topic to me, because so many of you, but we get like a couple dozen reports like this every month. And I look at our tickets, there's not a single report most months. And we can't do something if we don't have evidence. We need the evidence. Like, we can't just randomly, I mean, in theory, we could randomly ban someone, but then they can complain and just get unbanned.
Yep.
Because they will ask us, like, do you have proof? We will be like, nope. So the report does nothing. That's why I'm saying that's exactly the issue. The in-game report won't really do much against AFK players. That's true. We need a clip or many screenshots throughout the battle.
Yeah.
Both works. Just send it to our support team, bowslegends.com/support. It's a quick link. And
that's a good question. I don't know if I can answer it. The Russian ship question.
Which one?
Ronnie Capel on YouTube.
I mean, if you can answer it.
Okay. Well,
I don't know. I don't know the answer. So
yeah, it would be. So the question is, I was wondering if it's harder now to create historic Russian ships now that there are sanctions to get blueprints. It is. It would probably be much harder to get access to blueprints that are not publicized elsewhere. However, luckily, many of the blueprints were found in the 90s and are already printed elsewhere, or people know of them or have photos of them that we are in contact with. So it's still possible. It is a little bit more difficult, but it's still doable.
Why did you choose Picard over James T. Kirk? Because the collaboration was mostly focused on the next generation and not the US.
Yep.
But yeah, we also wanted to have Spock. And in general, like to get back to the Soviet ships question, the reason why we don't add that many is simply because the nation is just not that popular in the game. Again, like that comes down to play something more, and we're more likely to also add more like that. It's very simple player behavior. It applies to anything. As long as you do something, mostly, we will probably keep doing that because it works. It's we would be stupid if we add something unpopular. Like we could add, I don't know, super light cruisers all day, but odds are you would probably not play that many because there is a certain part of you who loves playing them. But equal terms, many people prepare like battleships or something else. Everyone spam Pan-Asian boats for the next month, so if we get Jinan. I mean, our plans are still like made on a yearly basis, so you won't usually influence that all too much, but that would mean you would get more Pan-Asian ships eventually. Besides that, we still also will eventually add Jinan and some more Pan-Asian ships and more Pan-American ships, some more French, Italian, I mean, well, just announced Michelangelo, all the others.
Not popular kind of implies that there's other issues like bad stacks or lack of unique commanders. I think Russia has the third most collaboration commanders.
The Soviets have a
Soviets,
lot of, yeah.
But the popularity is actually not very much tied to ship performance. There is, of course, some degree of this, but the main thing is just the Soviet Union is not really known for or recognized for having a very large naval history. There is absolutely naval history within the Soviet Union and Russia, but it's not the same as the UK or France or the US, if that makes sense. Yep. So, yeah. Well, do we want to hop into a battle?
We could, yeah. Oh, it's already half past, yeah. I don't know. I could just. We should probably just do like a Q&A stream at some point or like just a chit chat stream, I guess.
Yep. The Soviets have more paper ships than any other nation in the game currently. I'm not sure about that, but probably.
Conquistador on Twitch, any chance the servers can get fixed? Way too much lag as of late and makes the game unplayable at times. Our servers are absolutely fine. There's no issue with them whatsoever. Recently, when it comes to lags, we had a few small hiccups where you got like the server transfer messages because you were basically like moved to a different internal server, like the game servers, of course, many physical servers. And we had like a 20-minute downtime like a week or two ago of restarting a server, and then there weren't enough servers to play on, and you got like server overloaded. But otherwise, like these lags that every now and then people complain about, they are not under our influence. If you have continuous issues, what you can do, what helps us a bit, is send us a support ticket, tell us where you're connecting from and what's your internet provider. We can roughly get these information as well, but sometimes it's like a bit obfuscated or not that clear. I already invited you like hours ago, I think. That's
okay.
Wait, let me leave my division.
Oh, you got it? Okay. Sorry.
I did before the stream and I didn't tell you, so.
Yeah.
Okay, you can re-invite me.
Okay.
Other news on subtitle settings? Absolutely no plans whatsoever. To make that very clear, you can stop asking. There's no priority, and I don't see it being one anytime soon, if even ever.
Yeah.
It's not made that way, and I think like settings are a difficult issue. A lot of people just don't care about settings. A lot of people don't care about setting up stuff. Like the question as well earlier regarding like the popularity of like how good a ship is. It really, in the grand scheme, doesn't matter. Like, there are some really bad ships that are super popular, and there's some really good ships that are absolutely unpopular. A lot of players don't really care about like commanders or optimized builds and stuff. You would be surprised about what kind of weird things people are cooking up. And the same is with settings. Like if something is added to the game, very few times we kind of want to consider making it a setting because it's simply not worth it. If it needs to be a setting, it usually means it's very unpopular and very low usage.
Yep.
And adding settings is kind of annoying as well, like how clear it is that it's even there and like what it influences and like, a lot more optional things. Casuals don't care, of course. Casuals are like the majority of the players. So that's why these like quote unquote quality of life improvements for more invested players are always a bit difficult because we have to balance it with the interests of like the general player base, which are very, very different.
Yeah. It would be nice if the Soviet Navy rounded out their fleet by adding at least one legendary ship. They have Khabarovsk. But yeah, we see the feedback on Soviet legendary ships, and we know that people want them. So
at the same time, you also want many other legendary ships. So.
Yep. So what are some examples of some popular / bad or unpopular / good ships? So I mean, popular bad ships. I'm gonna make some people mad. Bismarck, but also like Omaha.
I mean, Bismarck isn't bad. It's just not broken.
It's not great.
I checked her performance. She's like
in the
okay.
Middle.
Yeah.
But like, yeah. Let's see, what's another popular bad ship?
Check again now.
Yeah. And then rather a unpopular good ship. There's loads of those. Tiger 59 is probably the easiest one I could think of.
It's always the easiest one.
Yeah.
Like it's such a good example for so many things.
Yeah. Also Ibuki. Ibuki is an amazing ship.
True, nobody plays her.
But nobody plays her. Like Ibuki is nearly cracked, honestly. But nobody plays her. So yeah. You know,
I mean, in general, like the Japanese cruisers of like this playstyle at least are really, really good ships if you know how to play them. Yeah. But you can also get punished quite quickly if you're. So it's certainly not one of the easier lines.
Yeah.
That's probably why.
Yeah.
I mean, that might actually influence it a little bit. How comfortable is a ship to play? If you can just like run in and pew like Schlieffen, it's more popular.
Nope. Yeah, they did kind of overbuff Ibuki. Not that I'm complaining. Same.
But I love Bismarck. Yeah, many people love Bismarck.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with Bismarck. Like, it's perfectly fine, but it's nowhere near as good as people think it is. Or rather, it's nowhere near as good as the popularity of the ship would suggest it being. That's the way to say it. Yeah, it's just Bismarck. Can you explain why secondaries don't earn as much XP as main batteries? Hasn't made sense. So functionally, it's due to the player input. So secondary batteries just work regardless of what you do. And so we want XP and earnings to be more tied to player input than not. Yes, you have to get into close range combat, which already rewards you in other ways, such as getting in capture circles and things like this. Spotting. So it's, yeah.
Tier 7 stats. Bismarck. Right at the center.
Yeah, Bismarck is in the center of the balanced list. It's actually kind of funny. But yeah, so that's the reasoning behind the secondaries receiving less XP is due to the reduced player input in terms of achieving that damage. And so you also get experience from doing other things, which means that the relative experience of these ships that focused on secondaries is quite similar to main battery ships. There is a small difference. They're about like 50 XP less on average, but the difference is very, very small. So if we were to make a change to secondary battery XP, I would not expect it to ever match main battery, but they would, but they could have a little bit more. So.
All right, before we keep talking, not that neither of us cares or like minds. I mean,
Yep.
what do you want to play?
Yep.
Ah,
2-7. Somebody has to play board, so.
oh, okay. I will play a cruiser.
Why do you allow spotting within 2 kilometers when there's no actual line of sight? You cannot see through an island. Radar can't go through an island either.
Neither can sonar.
Yeah, but it's a range of guaranteed acquisition. So this allows you to push into smoke screens is the primary purpose of it.
Also slightly around like some islands, and it's just a gameplay mechanic. It's definitely more arcade than realistic, but we're not going for realistic battles. We're going for inspired battles. And in reality, barely any of the battles. There was like 1 or 2 where there were islands involved, but most of the time it was just at sea and
it's like you have the Battle of Savo
people
Island.
are trying to hit one of their 100 shells.
Yeah, like there's I can think of like basically 2 offhands where there is like an island involved or landmass involved. You have Surigao Strait, which means they're fighting inside of a strait, which is relatively narrow, but still wide enough to turn a battleship around in. And then the Savo Island battle, which was kind of around Savo Island. Kula Gulf, that's another one. Like Savo Island has an island in it, and it is in kind of between 2 other islands, but they're not an active part of the engagement. So
Give Weimar 4th mod slot. No, she is really doing very well. If we give her her 4th slot, no matter what, it would influence her balance too much.
Yep. Inspired, great word choice.
Can we get the Forrest Whitaker guys to go with our battleship's terrible dispersion?
Forrest Whitaker is cross-eyed.
Ah. Okay.
Yep.
So kind of new at WoW's console. When does the new calendar start? The calendar usually starts with the first day of the update, which means if we have another calendar next update, it would be starting on Monday. But you will know more on Thursday. Thursday before the update, we usually release our patch notes, and most updates are 5 weeks long, unless we have to do some shifting around because of like vacations, and like usually our dev team tries to like just all take vacation at once en masse during certain times of the year.
Nope.
So in these cases, we usually skip like a week or add like a week or stuff like that.
Why doesn't Plymouth and Belfast get propulsion mods? So Plymouth and Belfast have built-in propulsion enhancements. So, and if we gave them a propulsion mod, it would actually break the ship. So you would like if they had propulsion modules, a bug would be active, which would allow them to infinitely accelerate as long as they don't turn. So so you could get like them to go like.
Oh, you're not turning? Okay.
I'm turning a little bit, but. You could get them to go like, Plymouth can accelerate while turning, but like you would, the bug requires no turning.
Where are you going? Like into A?
I'm trying to get on this island looking into B.
Okay, because I wanted to get like on the right of you, so I'll just stop.
Sorry.
Just go full speed and then I can.
Yeah, I'm powering.
I kind of just want an island.
I'll turn left a little bit here.
I haven't played Hampshire in like, I don't know how long.
Hampshire is great. What about?
I remember she was kind of nice, so that's why I'm going for her. I can't speak.
What about super testers? The super test applications are still a work in progress, and we are still going through them.
It's a lot of work. Seems like you guys may have had some fun with this bug. I think ST had some fun with the bugs. Because I don't remember which ones. Doesn't really matter. We forgot to remove propulsion mode on some of the British cruisers, and I
think Fiji had it for a while. And
possible,
is there any obscure mechanics that Wargaming is willing to share? The Japanese cruisers, the heavy cruisers, that is, the 203mm cruisers, actually have improved shell performance underwater for their AP shells. This is a fun fact.
And certainly water slows down your shells and your therefore penetration capabilities quite a lot.
Possible to hit the water and still hit the ship with a shell because the diving shell action, and the Japanese cruisers have improved diving shell characteristics, and they are the only ships that have this. Not Azuma. It's not on Azuma.
For how arcadey the game sometimes is, anything related to like armor penetration and shell calculations is probably like almost simulated.
Yeah, it's pretty advanced.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the core physics of the games were pretty much just programmed by physicists.
Yeah, like trying to get to understand like the algorithms, no chance.
Bonjour, kid.
I'll save you all some trouble. Your next update questions will be answered Thursday. Yes, most likely.
Yeah. What's coming in the next update? Find out on Thursday.
I don't know why, but I thought Hampshire has more like higher angles. I keep hitting mountains. Propulsion on the British cruise is not the problem. Stopping is the problem.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like a feature they balanced around as well.
Yep. By being more slippery, they are more slippery. What are the stat differences between Ibuki B and Ibuki? I'm not sure what they are entirely offhand. There is a message in the Discord that lists them all, but the general thing is the Ibuki B is a bit shorter range, a bit more accurate, a bit more kind of brawling focused because of the shorter range and faster turret traverse.
The only thing you pay for service costs in general is shells and a fixed maintenance fee that doesn't change whether or not you use like your repair party or whatever.
Yeah. So like use your consumables. They're no cost essentially. Yeah, I think they are just no cost. And then the maintenance service cost is essentially like, think of it like paying for fuel and crew costs for your ship. You have to pay it no matter what.
Oh no, I'm 7 kilometers next to Namagi.
Yep.
Ouch.
Yeah, so their subs are not planned at all, so you can't even begin to answer that question about how depth charges would work. So,
like that's one of the things that we mean with like we don't know how to put them into the balance because like which buttons do we put it on? How would it work? Like,
that Leon just hurt me a lot.
This Amagi is killing me if nobody kills her.
I'm working on her soon.
Oh no, I bounced.
Turret disabled.
Yes. Okay, good. Oh god, there's a lion. Leon. A lion.
Leon is accurate too, by the way. So.
Yeah, she hurts in general. Either way. That kid is surviving so long.
Yup.
But actually kind of surprising. We might getting some torps. I might be getting some torps soon from the left side, from the east.
Okay.
Because there's a destroyer in B. No idea where exactly.
No. Do old gen consoles hold back development a lot, or is there a way to split new features between old and current gen?
It depends.
Like graphical features can be split more easily, my understanding is.
Yes and no also depends. Like,
Yeah.
it can't really generalize it. We
Yeah.
also said that in the Q&A, like they do hold back some development. The biggest issue is, of course, if we only develop it for one part and not for the other, it's just time we could have spent on working on something for both. But yeah, the technical details are a bit finicky.
Yeah. Are there plans for any more variations of ships like Belfast/Belfast 43? No like immediate plans. However, there are a few ships that exist like West Virginia 44 and Tennessee 44 that was just announced for PC that could come to the game in some way in the future. But that's not planned. Don't take that as any
Do
kind
they
of...
have West Virginia 44 actually?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They released that last year.
I wasn't sure. Also, I'm probably gonna die. I kind of overextended a bit.
Yep.
This mines is actually mine thing.
I can't hit this Kansas from here, but I can hit the mines. It's probably more important anyway.
No, that one.
Hello, Z39. How are you doing?
Ah, you found her. Wait, where are you? Ah, there. Just dodging torps, I see.
So,
If you death strike that Amagi with Borodino, I'll buy you another bunny. I already have 4, what somebody wrote.
oh no.
Controller support for Android this update. I think it's safe to say that it can already spoil. No, it will take a bit longer. How many people play WoW's Legends? 1 million. Can't say that, but enough. Enough people. You can talk about a lot of stats and like some numbers, but when it comes to player counts and revenue, we usually aren't allowed to talk about those. Would you ever like to bring combat instructions into the game? I mean, we already have... Wait, actually,
No.
what do you mean?
No, combat instructions are like the super ship features from PC.
Yeah, I remember that then. Okay. It's like possible. We are currently checking like how we could change the progression in the game or like add to it in future, because of course at some point we will run out of tiers and out of ships to add.
Yeah. You could argue that we already have them and may have inspired them with legendary skills.
In a way, yeah.
Things that activate during certain situations. But they are substantially different.
Alpha's low key is the F key. Yes and no, but yeah. Like we already have some mechanics that are similar-ish, and it is in the work correctly. Correct.
I'm gonna die to this.
Never gonna run out of legendary tier ships since you only add 6 a year. I mean, if we add many lower tier ships, at some point we run out of lower tier ships, and then we have to add still the same amount of ships, more or less, in a year. And then suddenly we will also very quickly run out of legendaries.
Could not get the salvo off. Dang it.
Any plans for more restrictions for fleet battles, ban ships, maximum number of raiders? We'll see. We have to review the data. The issue is the amount of players who play like competitive things. Whether or not you find it competitive or not is a different thing. I have seen some counter arguments, but these modes, it's not very large. So it's like a similar thing with training rooms. We added them, but we can't say when or if we add more to them. So can't really commit to anything now. Of course, you can't talk about revenue for a free game. You guys are making a lot with the price of ships. Look at the shill. I mean, again, like shill is not meant to be bought out. If you have that money and you don't care, whatever, do whatever you want. But it's not really meant for that. And for other ships, yeah, like they aren't cheap. But we also don't want just every single person to run around with a premium ship, and to have some more diversity in the battles in terms of like what ships are being played. And it's just much more fun the more different ships there are.
Yeah.
And plenty of players play completely for free, and that's fine too. But somebody has to pay for the server cost, for the development, for us, for everybody else who's working on the game.
Yep. Well, I guess that's a good question here. What's the reason why you can't publicly disclose the amount of players on Legends? So I guess it's our competitive advantage, really, because we don't have to disclose it.
It's like not to give any potential competition like some ideas. It's also honestly seeing already, quite frankly, how many people cannot into statistics, how many people don't understand graphs, how many people don't understand anything when it comes to numbers, or make draw very wrong conclusions. It's also for our sanity.
Yeah. Because like if you look at like the Steam stats or whatever for concurrent, which shows you the concurrent users of a game or the peak concurrent users of a game. Concurrent users is only one of many data points that we can look at, and it's not even anywhere near one of our most important ones. So Like it is, of course, important, especially for matchmaking.
To give you an example, depends heavily on the game. Like some games incentivize being AFK or being like being online for longer. Like some games might have a 5-minute session time, some games might have a 30-minute session time, some hours. But if you have, let's say, a Steam game with 10,000 concurrent players, people very quickly say like, oh, it's dead. No, it's not. That might mean they have hundreds of thousands or millions of players still, depending on how the game actually plays. Most people don't play for many, many hours. Most people play like a few battles.
Yep.
So these arguments are,
Yeah. Is there any more information on the new AI stuff that you talked about in the Q&A? So I guess this is the new versus AI game modes.
No. They don't expect anything too soon.
Yeah.
Like we hinted there, we are having some cool stuff planned for Halloween. It's going to be a new mode. It's not the same as we had in the past years. But other than that, it's more like our vision right now. We're like kind of exploring different options there on like different battle types, or like the asymmetric battles is also something we're looking into, because quite some people would like to have like a bit of a mix-up or like a different, like a change basically, not just the standard 9v9. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Which is more popular, Legends or PC? I mean, Oh, my PC just.
Auto lock.
There's something we know about. Blip just showed it to me.
Yeah.
If we should answer it or not. I mean,
what would your alternative careers be if you weren't at wargaming? I have a feeling I know Blips. Well, probably my alternative career would end up being the Navy, because
I would have seen you as like a professor.
Like I considered grad school, but I didn't have any topic that I wanted to spend, like 8 years writing about to get a PhD.
Fair enough. It takes 8 years.
It's history, yeah. You pretty much have to write a whole book, like a monograph size book.
Yeah.
So
okay. Any chance increasing promotion orders doing weekly challenges? There are some ideas to rework those. Yes. And for me, like alternative careers, like I actually had an offer to become programmer, but I like programming a lot, and I'm apparently not that bad at it, but I like it more as a hobby. So I don't know if I would have pursued this. I was working as a carpenter before I joined Wargaming. That was like my last job. So probably that, but it pays really bad, but it's super fun. I don't know. Probably somewhere in IT. Yeah, like for the PC flooding, let's put it this way: we're looking into it. We are like looking at anything that PC does, and in the same way PC is looking at anything we do. There are of course differences in like the players. By the very definition, PC players are less casual than console, and we have very different games in many ways when it comes to the commander system and like the pace. But overall, we're constantly like checking what they are doing. Our development teams are talking to each other, and if they have something cool that we see could work for us and make sense, then we are happy to copy the idea and either adapt it or maybe even one-to-one put it into our game. The thing is, we sadly most of the time can't just copy-paste. That would be really nice for both of us, but yeah.
Yeah.
Any job that pays low is rubbish, period. I mean, depending on how you define low, if you can still live off of it and you live with very little money and you're fine, like, why not?
Yeah, it's up to the person,
But, yeah.
really.
Like craftsmanship is just kind of dying out because it's very, very expensive, like just the labor. And not a lot of people have that much money, everything else getting more expensive and stuff. So
Yeah.
it's difficult.
Yeah. Not just the labor, but also just the material cost for wood these days.
That as well, yeah.
Yeah.
No, but a lot of people like don't understand how much time goes into like just building like a very simple like bed frame or cupboard or closet. It's really interesting behind the scenes. Sehalis takes a sabbatical and builds Habakkuk. If I can build Habakkuk during a sabbatical, I think I would
That would be
I would be getting contacted by some government agencies.
Yeah, that would be the most productive sabbatical in history.
Yeah. Anyway, to add a message board for fleet commanders to communicate with fleet members, almost no. We are looking into some ideas, but it's very difficult to add such features due to various different limitations.
Yep.
Imagine console versus PC limited time event doesn't really work. The games are not really compatible. Like we have different tiers, you have different ships, we have different gameplay mechanics.
Somebody would have to have the home field advantage.
Yeah.
I guess you could do like a multi-round tournament thing where everybody plays on Legends and then you like alternate. You have people play on Legends and then people play on PC, like for alternating games. But I don't know. So
we could do like some kind of contest with like progress bars or something. It would be all very artificial because of course we know how active our players are. So any of these are kind of fake in a way. Like not fake, but the outcome would be relatively clear. Or it would just be pure random if we make it like perfectly to be equal.
Yep. History courses tend to be the ones that have the most reading material. I haven't taken really other courses, so I can't really say about those. But from my experience, yes. I've had a few courses where I was reading a book a week, and these aren't small books.
please play a destroyer, maybe Holland. I honestly I'm really bad with destroyers nowadays. Especially on stream, I usually just play like battleships and cruisers because it's most comfortable for me and I can focus more on the chat. I can give Holland a try, I guess.
Okay.
Or do you want to play her?
I'll take Venezia. You radar something, I can slap it.
I don't even have my
you
Holland
don't have radar
equipped. Oh. Give me a sec.
Any chance we could get officers to be allowed to start fleet cups instead of just fleet deputy officers?
That's possible.
That's possible, yeah.
I wanted to limit it to 3 this time, like 3 matches at the time, just to see, like, first of all, for the server to know how much we have, but also how much interest there is. Before somebody says, like, yeah, but if we allow officers to start battles, like, most fleets don't have that many people online. There's basically no difference. But for convenience purposes, we can think about doing that in future, yeah.
Do you know why there are some ships we can't play on mobile, but you can play their copy ships? If I'm thinking what you're thinking of is if you bought a DLC for a ship from, say you buy like an Xbox DLC ship, like the Warspite DLC, you won't be able to access that on mobile. Because it's tied to your Xbox. If that makes sense. So that can be why some ships are not available on mobile. Missouri should get a better range for the secondaries like Massa, so she would stand out of the 3 Iowa class. She has a radar.
Why are there so many anime ships and anime content and commanders? Because it's really, really popular. We have a lot of, like, not just we, in general, online, there's so many anime fans, us included.
Yep.
Yeah. Weep US or weep us? I don't know what you meant with that, Delta, but yes, both.
Yes.
Are you able to talk about any proposals or ideas for Legends that never came but were very wild or interesting?
Proposals for Legends that were wild and never came.
Proposals from like players?
Players plenty, but I think they're meaning like real ones.
Yeah.
I can't think of any off the top of my head, but of course there's probably some that we just don't know about. So.
Yeah, I also can't really think of anything particular. Why do I have... Like, sometimes I'm really wondering whether I was, like, drunk or something when equipping some stuff. Because I, for some reason, have Swisky with smoke.
Skill.
Okan, maybe?
Yeah, maybe.
Who knows?
or can we look forward to any tweaks for the Halloween event? There will be a new Halloween event mode. So, yeah. So, by de facto, yesn't? Yeah. Are you adding any new hybrid ships for other nations, such as IJ and Issei? Can't really talk about win questions. So hybrid ships seem to be doing pretty well overall in terms of like your reception to them. So it's not out of the question. Adding some of the WG staff as commander guises with unique voice lines. Unique voice lines might be more difficult. There's some issues with getting a WG staff members as captains and guises, just because like what happens if we like move on from and go to a new company or something.
Or to the competition.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. So
yeah, for the voiceovers, we aren't voice actors, so it's a bit difficult to actually like voice acting it's acting.
yeah. Technically, I have a voice acting credit though.
Okay.
I have done it once.
Okay. And it would take a lot of time and effort to do that, so we're not sure.
Yeah.
Oh, I will play something weird. I'm
Ooh.
gonna play Louis Violette. Destroyer detectability time after firing main battery guns minus 25%.
Ooh, okay.
I will
Should work.
I will go with something really wacky here. Let's see.
Yeah. Will Druid be a tier 8 or LT ship? Undecided. So
Okay, ready.
alrighty.
Yes, we can't talk about collapse.
Yep.
Like we can't talk about it. Like no matter how many times you ask us, it is even if we know it's coming tomorrow. Collaborations have like to the second specified when we can talk about which bit. In some cases, even after it's released, what we can say and cannot say. There are contracts pages long. There is absolutely no way you will ever tickle any leaks from us, out of us, unless that was planned.
Yep. So, could we see a commander loadout system in the future? That is a feature that is on the backlog. So it's something
It's suggested. We all kind of want it.
Yeah,
But
that's
basically needs a rework of the system.
Yeah, that's a major quality of life feature. But it is something that we would like to see.
How do you play Pan-European destroyers again?
Speedy torps. Where's the code you mentioned earlier? It's not on the community page. So it should be on unless we've changed it already, because that was a few weeks ago, the 50,000 subscribers. It should be on the banner of the channel. So each
I'm not
channel
sure if it's still
has a picture panel. If it's not still up, the code may still be active, and some people may know it somewhere in the Discord or on Reddit.
Why are the German DDs and Christoph Columbo getting enough and not Louis and Shimmy as well? Because they're overperforming and the others don't overperform that much. Like, simple balance things.
Yeah. Do either of you have any features or quality of life changes you personally would like to see come to the game? Quality of life feature.
The loadout system would be cool, but I understand like from personal experience of changing any UI how much of a pain that is to add. So
Yeah.
I don't blame the devs for not being able to like quickly deliver that. But what else? Like I don't know. I love settings, but I also don't understand. But I also understand why we don't do it. So
Yeah.
like another thing.
Yeah, like commander loadouts is probably a good one, because that would just be relieving a desire that's been in the game since the beginning.
Yeah.
So
I also know that, or like I'm pretty sure that most people wouldn't use it. I would be very surprised if it has a lot of use. So
yeah.
There are like so many things. I would love, for example, like when I started, it was very difficult for me to like go through all the commander builds. Of course, I was also cheating because I basically had a lot more commanders very quickly. But having some kind of recommendation system for that would be amazing. But I do not want to be the one designing that because there's so many possible builds and so many possibilities. It also really depends on what you have available. We can't just assume you have every single commander.
Or what ship you're using.
Yeah. No, that's what I mean, like for each ship. So that would be a cool feature. I don't think we could ever do it, to be honest.
Yoshino. Yeah, we can push this. So, what's a Begley class? Begley class is one of the it's the predecessor or after the Gleaves class destroyers. It's essentially like a Sims, but a little bit older, if that makes sense. It's just one of the many pre-war or early war American destroyers. Do we have a Gridley class in the game? No. Minotaur. Bonjour.
Oh, you found her?
Yep. She smoked up immediately, though.
Yeah, but she's still stationary there.
Yep.
Okay, now she moved.
And
I'm
now
gonna
I
do
will
something
smoke.
risky. I might die, but I really want to push that Velos. And given that the Ohio and Minnow are behind the island, that might work.
Yeah, I think Alice should be able to.
Oh, oh, there's a Columbo. Okay, it might not work. I'll see.
Are there
Actually,
any,
I can probably show my gameplay.
are there any special effects you'd like to add? I would like to add or I would like to see the moving anti-aircraft guns and stuff like that. That is a large performance requirement to get that to work. So
No. Oh god. I'm probably down. There's a high attack. Oh. I would have been fine with the other ships, but not with a high attack. Well, I got a Velos out. But our destroyers are also not looking grim. Well, see guys, that's why I'm not playing destroyer. I'm really not good at them.
that's his life.
That high attack was also not spotted the whole time. I was unfortunate.
Kind of surprised that I didn't land any torpedoes at all there. But the Minotaur just completely left. Okay.
I want to see tracer colors as an option for collaboration commanders. Not gonna happen, basically. Like the whole design for collaboration commanders is set in stone with contract. So I would not expect that to be something that we can ever change. Unless we renegotiate the contracts.
Yeah.
But
At least for currently existing collaboration commanders, it would be easier to do.
Can you tell me about the BS Kamikaze, like the Kamikaze Blue Sky? It's the equivalent to the FE ships, the Founder Edition ships in the West, and it's only available, or was only available in Japan.
Yep.
Because we released the game in Japan a little bit later, and we kind of wanted to also have an early access ship.
Yeah.
Not early access, Founder ship.
And it was also only in Japan for PlayStation. So,
Yes. But odds of finding a Japanese player who's on Xbox is low.
Yeah.
Question, can I get back the taxes if I sold the ship accidentally? Yes, just go to wowslegends.com/support, log in with your account and contact our support team. Once a year you can request as many ships back as you want, but keep in mind you have to pay their full price in credits. That's just because seeing quite some questions or confusion. It's just a thing to discourage you from actually selling ships and like use it as like a credit or something like that. Yeah, you have to just get her in credits because you got credits when you sold her.
Yep.
You don't have to like buy her for doubloons or something. We need an Xbox exclusive ship now, Kamikaze XB. No, we try to avoid exclusive content wherever possible. Sometimes we have it, but kind of like we rather have content for everyone. The Velos more of a support DD. I mean, you usually don't win like shootouts, no. That's what you mean.
Cannon class destroyer for the USA? Isn't the Cannon class the destroyer escort? Because I think the Cannon class are pretty much too small to be in Legends.
Velop is a Fletcher, basically.
Yes.
So, yeah, it's Very similar playstyle. Some torps, some guns.
Oh no.
World of Tanks had exclusive tanks for your console of choice. We are not World of Tanks.
Nope.
It's not something that I can say that we will never do, but we usually, unless we have a good reason for it, don't do it. If there's something exclusive and might have like some deal or like some cool promotion or something like that, that's totally possible. Like now we had the custom Xbox, we didn't have a custom PS. That's something possible, but yeah. Tanks are just land ships, so close enough. I mean, they're not just land ships, they're just land turrets. Jebediah, if you're still afloat, then you weren't the enemy that I well, almost sunk. I didn't even get the kill, I just noticed.
I don't think I'll ever get the association with the name Jebediah away from Kerbal Space Program. Because like the first Kerbal is Jeb. Like every time you start a campaign.
Isn't there like former or like still Minecraft dev also called Jeb?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Can you add the talk to as a battleship, please? I would love to. That would be so hilarious. No news on ST recruitment, no.
Nope.
You will not hear from us if you aren't selected, and the selection could be anytime in the next weeks or months or half a year. Like, if we see we need more people, we might just contact you in like half a year from now.
Yeah. Oh, here's a question for the devs. What happened to the German ships? Their accuracy got nerfed. I don't think we have ever nerfed the accuracy on a German ship. I don't think we have. If we did, it would be a German battlecruiser.
I think we buffed it a few times.
But I think we've only ever buffed German ships' accuracy. So maybe just a string of bad luck that you're having, unfortunately.
Something happened? No. That's just confirmation bias. You might just be unlucky. A few battles in a row, nothing changed. My build doesn't work. I mean, that's just bad luck, or maybe you actually had a lot of luck with your build previously. The German accuracy isn't the greatest, depending on the ship. And especially like the battleships, battlecruisers, you kind of want to get closer. Mm-hmm. They are not meant to be precision snipers.
Was Atlanta ever nerfed? I don't think so. If she was, it would have been in the middle or towards the it would have been in 2019 if she ever was. But I don't think she ever was.
Scarves, if you can just like file a bug report in our Discord, that would be the greatest, and then we can just send a screenshot of where you can't actually see your reticle and can check if you can fix it.
Yeah.
Please bring back the Kamikaze. You can still get the Firepower Deluxe Edition.
Yep. That's the only way to get her, though.
Yeah.
And so then there's no plans for other ways to get her. Because she is super strong.
Tropics camo, I guess, for the Atlanta. Maybe eventually.
Yeah.
So what's the new campaign ship, guys?
Michelangelo. The teaser went up an hour and 15 minutes ago. So,
I mean, did we actually tease that it's the campaign ship, or did we just tease that it's the ship? But
I think we basically just always tease the campaign ship, though. So
we don't always, but I guess now the cat is out of the bag.
Yep. Sorry.
HR will schedule a meeting with you.
No. Yeah. General Sherman says, "Yep, Atlanta nerfed 1865." Yeah, that's one way of describing what happened there. And a nerf is being pretty soft.
Kamikaze auction would have been a good one. You really want to see the world burn, huh?
Is Michelangelo another 12-inch supercruiser? Michelangelo is a 12.6-inch supercruiser. She has the 320 millimeter guns you see on Andrea Doria.
I need pew pew.
You need pew pew. Oh,
I
okay.
need pew pew.
The pew pew must be satisfied.
I will play the large destroyer, not the destroyer.
I will play Blue Archive Montana. So.
So what was different about the water being improved, updated? Like where? There's some ships that already have like better physics, but it takes a while to get the rest ready. I've actually no idea how long that will take.
Yep.
Just looks cooler, like they're waving and stuff.
Yeah. Is any chance in the future we could get a guise from someone who plays the game or is well known in this game? Kind of our own in-house celebrity. It's quite unlikely. The trouble with adding guises of people who are I guess still around is that they can do things in the future or things can be revealed about them that is difficult for us in post facto.
Yeah. Also like just all the legal stuff, and
Yeah.
what we could do is inspire, like have something inspired by somebody.
Yep.
We actually have a few devs who are like event commanders, for example, or like event geisers.
Yep.
Dr. Disrespect. No. Also, I think.
Well, I think they're talking about that as an example
Yeah.
because he was pulled from several games.
Oh
recently.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, but in general, like Legends is a niche game. We are not. Like COD who adds like Nicki Minaj or whoever. Not even sure if they would want to work with us. To be fair, that's also a different thing. But yeah, inspired by somebody. Yeah. Mighty Jingles has nothing to do with us except that he's also like his ships related, but that makes no sense for us as Legends.
Yep.
And like we had the YouTuber collaboration, of course. That's like mostly marketing, of course. Stuff like this possible. But they are vastly more popular than like any of our faces or any of the faces you would usually see in Legends, to be honest.
Yep.
Can't quite compare that.
No, correct. Arizona has never been nerfed.
Russian Badger was a PC collaboration. I don't know, like again, collaborations. We can't talk about the whys, the whens, the ifs. Possible. I like their collab. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. What are you guys changing on Columbo? Columbo, the biggest change is going to be the penetration angles are going to be nerfed. They're not going away. They'll still have improved penetration angles. They won't be as overwhelmingly so. The other things is like AP damage is going to be reduced and the HP will be reduced.
So there's a gearing. What? Somebody's a bit adventurous.
He's a bit brave, yeah.
But I'm not hitting her. Okay, one.
Brave, but foolish.
Yeah, but she's getting away with it. I actually bounced. Oh no, I didn't notice I was still spotted and Vermont just hit my roadside.
She's stuck on the island. Do you guys mind?
Oh, I'm running the wrong build. Okay, never mind. I'm griefing again. Oh, she's still stuck? What?
Yeah, she's still backing up, yeah.
There's no way. I keep bouncing.
Yeah.
That's like such an unfortunate angle for me.
There we go.
Nice. At least one of us.
That's a Vermont. Oof. And he's in Wassa. Oof.
Yeah, the Vermont just got my broadside. I was very lucky.
Yeah, he was
Because I
shooting at
didn't
me.
really pay attention. Can you spot her by any chance?
No, not right now.
Please spot Mr. Destroyer or Mrs.
Prince, I saw you in the game. You were on our team. Luckily, I got a crack and won the game for you. Thank you. We all need a carry sometimes.
Can I get there? Nope, can't. Conqueror is kinda not wanting to come out right now.
Vermont just like healed everything back.
Yeah, and there's a Kurfürst coming.
Yep.
And the Z-52, what? Hello?
Oh, bonjour.
No, hello. The Vermont's probably be like, oh, that tickles, please stop. Keep shooting her whenever she's spotted.
Yep.
Nothing happens.
Yeah, I can't see that.
Yeah, the Kurfürst is no longer spotted. Probably gonna pop up like in a second in front of us.
Yep. Trying to move in between us if we can.
I'm just spamming torps. I have a Smogathon build, so I'm just comfortable here. Oh, she's there.
Oh, hello, broadside.
What's my smoke penalty?
Bonk.
4.7.
He bonked me back, but I have a heal. He's eating a torp. I'll beat his reload. Some turrets.
Nice one.
Yep.
Wait, is the...
I'm spotted still.
The Vermont is still there.
The Z-52 spotting me.
Yeah, she's like right behind the island, like on the left of me.
Yeah,
To the
now,
left of
now
me.
I'm good.
Vermont spotted.
Oh, spotted again.
Are you no longer spotted? Oh,
No, I'm spotted when I fired.
Oh, okay, fair.
Ooh, nice hit on the Vermont.
I am not spotted, so I have no idea where the Z is. I'm shooting right now. I'll try to go find her. Oh, now I'm spotted. I think we might have been spotted by the cruiser because the closest ship up until like now was the Vermont.
Okay.
Oh no, she can hit me. I effed up.
Done goofed.
Oh no. What is spotting me? What is spotting me?
Oh, cruiser. Oh, full health.
Oh,
Napoli
there,
in the
cruiser.
mid.
Oh, I didn't see the
no.
Napoli. Damn it.
Oh, no.
Yeah, the Vasa guy finally got me after focusing the whole time.
Yeah, if you guys don't know, Vasa is probably the best clan in Legends or fleet in the Legends at the moment.
Oh,
So-
they not just probably, they definitely are. But
Yeah.
I don't know, like I could farm my 100k damage. Sadly, I didn't get a kill.
Yeah. So
I completely just missed that Napoli because I saw the spotter or like fighter or whatever she launched and missed the ship. My bad. But hey, 100k damage, easy.
That's a missed shot.
Just know, like, you can't get sunk by them as well.
Whose fleet is that? It's a Warfare at Sea Atlantic. I'm not sure who the fleet leader is. I think it might be Gillis. I don't like the look of
Some
that.
damage.
Okay.
Why are you even broadsiding?
'Cause I'm trying to get as much of my firepower up on him.
Don't get tempted. Like, she got like 4 or 5 ships shooting at her.
Yep.
No need to risk it. Don't give them the satisfaction of sinking 2 staff members. Oh, this. Wow, that's this.
Why does America have the most broken captains in the game? Azurlane Dunkirk has been a French captain since February of 2020.
He even knows. No, there's so many good captains of different nations.
Ooh, there you go. I call that a win.
There was no. Can a fleet leader get kicked or punished for kicking too many fleet members within a certain time frame? No, why? It's their fleet. They can do whatever they want.
Yeah, they paid to have the fleet. So
Yeah. I needed that kill. The points could have been a lot better, but it was a good battle, and our team did fairly well. Like nobody had like too low XP. Everybody contributed.
can I view the patch
Nice to
notes
see.
somewhere? The patch notes for this update are on the blog but it'll be several posts back. The patch notes for the next update are not available yet and will most likely be available on Thursday.
Lol, Mobius.
Are there any ships that are not submarines from PC that, if added, would be really hard to balance for you?
I think we kind of.
Incomparable. Concealment.
Yeah, but we can just change it.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. Harugamo.
Again, like we can just like buff or nerf her. It's not like we don't
Yeah.
have already very spammy rapid fire ships. Like
I
I
don't
think
know.
it's fine.
Yeah. Well, I think it would be difficult to balance them in a way that they would be both enjoyable and not busted.
That is a different thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the hard part. Getting balanced to be just like, it's all right. That's easy. Getting balanced to where it's like perfect, where it's enjoyable but it's not broken. That's when the fun begins.
Yeah, if we wouldn't need to care about balance, there would be a lot of extremely fun ships.
Do I want to play Brest? I can play Brest.
But yeah, for the full change list of like ships and balance changes and stuff, and maybe there's more, who knows? You will have to wait for the patch notes on Thursday. Maybe a master button to reset all flags of all ships at the same time, not individually. We added that on a per ship basis, and like making it so you don't accidentally use it would, and like where do you even put it? Like there's so many questions that are not that trivial, and don't even say like, oh, nobody would accidentally use it. No, that would totally happen. So we wanted to add it first on a per ship basis, see how much it's used, and might consider some like global option. But it's like such a niche feature. Not anytime soon. I ate a clock yesterday. It was very time consuming. Ketchup Doc, you should like feel bad for that joke. You should really feel bad for that joke.
Are you ticked off by it?
Hmm?
Are you ticked off by it?
Really?
Yes.
Let me just clock out. I win. You did. Mobius offered to ban the ketchup from the Discord. Unfortunately, it didn't happen on the Discord, so that's not a valid choice. Do you guys plan on fixing the bug issue where someone leaves the division? He cannot invite others to the division without first disbanding divisions? That's the first time I hear about that.
I have a feeling that there might be a situation where if you have a pending invite, you can't send another invite. But
Could
not
be
sure.
it, but that's not what they are saying.
Yeah.
I don't think Vermont needs a buff, does she? I'm actually not sure. I don't know.
She does, and she's getting one. It's in the dev Q&A.
True, yeah, we're buffing her. No, that's why, yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
That's next up. We live in like the next update, not the current update. So it's like, we just buffed her. Like, what? Anyway.
Yeah. When will Massachusetts be for doubloons?
Patrick, feel free to submit a clip. Like, I did not see any report of it.
Yeah, if it's easily recreated, absolutely send us a clip.
Florida's getting buff, yes.
That makes it a lot easier to fix, usually. So,
did you buff the speed on Vermont? I don't think so.
Yeah. When will Massachusetts be for doubloons? There's no plans for Massachusetts to be for balloons. It's a GXP ship. But she normally appears in some containers, like for Santa, or for like Christmas and stuff like that. So if you prefer that way, you could do that. But generally, GXP is going to be the way to go.
Can you add a warning when upgrading commanders if you don't have enough commander XP before it uses your global XP? That has been in the game for like a year.
Which one?
The notification, the prompt is like, do you want to convert global XP for commander XP?
So that's been in the game
We
for
added
years.
that prompt like maybe even 2 years
or
ago.
Or maybe even from the
Was
beginning.
during my no, it wasn't from the
okay.
beginning. It was
Okay.
during my time, so past 3 years.
Yeah.
But that was a feedback one. We added that like a while ago.
Yep.
So it prompts you if you still just confirm, then
Yeah. Can we add in Hindenburg? We can.
Will you ever increase the size of fleet battles? Unlikely. Like needing even more people for it is just not gonna help with how many people play it. So if it's smaller groups, it's more fun, like more accessible, and it's way more possibility for people to actually take part.
Why is the Columbo receiving such a big nerf? Because Columbo is exceedingly strong. So if she's getting...
Moise, just check our Q&A on the website.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Columbo is getting a nerf because she is excessively strong. And so that's the reason that she's getting that nerf. It's not going to be so huge as you think it is. It should just bring it down to, normal levels for legendary tiers.
You're playing Brest. Let me play my favorite, not really that good, but a kind of cool, funny ship build.
Oh, yeah, Marble.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Marlboro is just weird. It's like super fun. I don't really do much with it, but it's a fun ship because you have like so many guns and just an odd looking ship as well.
Surprised it's taken this long to even start nerfing Columbo. Yeah, Columbo's it's been on the radar for a long time. It was not the highest priority nerf, as well as there are additional considerations when nerfing or certain ships. So,
how about next Ocean Cup 4? Can we have any leaks about your sponsorship? Thanks for reminding what I wanted to talk to my boss about tomorrow. But yeah, we are gonna give some stuff. That's that I can already say.
Yeah, Hindenburg or comparable in plan for adding the game in the near future. I think we could safely say no, not in the near future.
I support adding tier 7 to arcade mode. I've seen some requests for that. I don't know what our plans for it are. Maybe we do, maybe we don't do it. Any chance to see Arc Royale back in the shop? Anything's possible, honestly, but can't say more. 30 versus 30 when if you want to see your console explode.
Yeah. Oh Lord, that would be a big oof. I think we would get some seriously angry emails from Sony and Microsoft.
Make ranked battles more easier for everyone to complete it. This ranked season was crazy. Everyone using German battleships with torps. I mean, especially in like more competitive modes, people will always try to like min-max, or many people at least. And in like a 1v1 scenario, if something with torps is available, it's like very good and close ranges, like logical choice. Like,
yeah. I mean, just because something has 16 guns or the biggest guns does not necessarily mean that it's excessively strong or even good. Like, you know,
that's also something. Yeah,
the tank
German battleships with torps are definitely quite nice for close quarters combat.
Yeah, it's like if you look at German tanks in World War II, they had the largest gun, and the Sturmtiger doesn't mean that it was any good.
Hey, don't bully.
I can bully the Sturmtiger. It's okay.
As you say.
It's a 15-inch or 380 millimeter rocket mortar. Why?
Because.
Whenever you have chances of missing a building-sized object, it's a bit rough.
Depends on the distance.
Yeah.
That Atlantico really wants me. Because that's somebody we know.
The whole world wants me. Oh, and I'm beached because I am a potato. Where is Task Force 38? The world wonders.
I'm getting focused super hard and was spotted way too early. Not very fun right now. It's my secondary.
Yeah. If Columbo becomes a bad ship, will you revert some of the nerfs? It's possible.
Yes.
But the chances
don't see a world where she would be bad.
Yeah, the chances of making a bad Columbo are quite low.
Oh, the chances are there, but not with this nerf.
Yeah.
She will still be fine.
Yeah.
What is this like flank? Everybody's here and we have like 3 ships.
Yeah, like my plan is leave.
Yeah, I try to, but it's like not possible basically.
Something is that Schrader that's spotting me.
Yeah. And otherwise there's also an Atlantico, there's also a destroyer. I think there's another destroyer, like
life is pain.
I mean, if they push more, they will get flanked by the rest of our team. That would be nice, but I'm also like unable to damage anything right now.
Quick to nerf any BV, but least cruisers alone. We're also buffing a BV that is Vermont, nerfing a destroyer. We are and also quick to nerf Columbo. One of the most common feedback points you guys had was why did it take so long, or why hasn't it been taken so long? So it's,
time span is relative.
Yep.
A lot more things going on behind the scenes. No.
Thank God.
I wanted to get her so bad. Like, she was so annoying.
Well, I'm just hoping that I can survive long enough against the Schrader that I survive the fire. Okay. Why am I still
Can
spotted?
she shoot you?
That destroyer.
Oh, speaking of destroyers. Z-46 is spotted.
Yeah, but I have 600 health right now. Hang
Oh,
on.
yeah, then try to survive.
Another beach. No.
I like how my dispersion is so awful right now that I'm accidentally hitting. It's like,
Flip is trying to visit every island today. Yeah, I mean, I got a quota. You know.
oh, I didn't get the last hit. Come on, game. Like, what's going on?
Cruise ships have to, offload their passengers somewhere.
Oh, you're in ship Uber now.
Yep. Give Carno MBRB and my life is yours. I'm not sure what Carno would need to spice her up. I mean, MBRB would absolutely spice her up, but I'm not sure if that's what she needs.
Can I shoot that anchorage? Yes, I can. What do you think? Is the Schroeder still there? Oh, there's the destroyer. That's very good to know. Thank you,
I can
destroyer.
fire from safety in here. Over here.
I love it when destroyers like that I don't know where they are just smoke up and start shooting.
Ooh. Dead anchorage. Very dead anchorage.
Bye. Typical Marlboro issue. You get looked at, one of your turrets goes away. Speaking today is difficult. I don't know. Oh, hello, Hayate. I'm probably
God.
dead.
I'm trying to get my turret traversed. Hang on. It was nice knowing you. Oh, you missed.
Yeah. I don't know if... I think it was just one launcher, so... I got her.
Nice.
I do have a flood, but that is fine. 2, 3, 2, 1. Can I stop? No, I can't. Oh, true, there's the Kansas. I forgot about her.
Yeah, why doesn't Paolo Emilio have SAP shells or emergency engine boost? And because firstly, neither of those things were in the game whenever she arrived. Secondly, she doesn't really need them at the moment. She's doing quite well and she's a perfectly solid ship. So it's, it would be, if it was even on the priority list, it would be at the bottom.
I made the mistake of trying to reverse.
Yeah. Feels like it has SAP reload. Yeah, the reload is quite long, but she's not really about her main guns at all. Even if she had SAP. YOLO Emilio is about the YOLO Torp Rush.
That's why she's
It's in the name.
Yodo,
Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Nerf Emilio. And there we go.
What's it?
I did no damage in that game and
Yeah, same.
nearly died, but
I did like 80k or something like this. Yeah, 79. Well, then again, I did shoot destroyers. That probably helps him.
nope.
And our Elbing carrying. Yeah, it's a really nice ship as well.
Yep.
Should try to play some more Elbing. I think we can do one last battle and then kind of done.
Yep.
Something lower, maybe.
Yeah, sure. Let's do like 5.
5 sounds good. What do I feel like?
What should I play at 5? I haven't played Warspite in a hot minute, so let's grab her.
I was actually surprised you were not going for Congo.
Yeah, well, the Congo's not at 5, so.
I know, but
Yeah.
I was very much counting, or like not
4.
counting on it, but expecting tier 4.
Okay. Name a powerful premium nerfed besides Arc Royal or Weimar.
Why not? I'm gonna play Yuga. Yuga's dirty, but Yuga's is fun sometimes.
I don't think you can name any besides Arc Royal or Weimar. So. What's the difference between Warspite and Warspite B? There is no difference. They are the same. If you nerf Columbo, you really need to give Shima a proper nerf. Shimakaze is not that strong. So, like, she has the capability of being very strong. But in terms of performance, she rarely sees it.
What do we have
Yeah,
here?
Shima's annoying, but not strong. Yeah,
Oh,
that's the way
no
it goes.
destroyers battle. That is convenient.
Yeah. Is there additional Q&A here? There's nothing additional to like the article, but you can always ask us a question, and we might be able to answer you.
Like Shima is also in terms of legendary tier destroyers. She's pretty much in the middle. Like she's not bad. She's not crazy. She's just solid.
Yep.
Pretty much always has been.
Yeah. Angeline Chapayev nerf win.
Can't really say anything about future things.
Yep. Which is the worst performing legendary tier destroyer? I think that's probably Gearing. Probably. Yeah, you just had it open, so
I just closed it.
F.
I think it depends from update to update, actually. I don't,
Yeah.
like the destroyers are relatively close. Yeah, I kind of expected it. Kaba and Halland are not doing that great.
Kaba? Okay.
Yeah, because there's very specific playstyles.
I guess.
Like no smoke and basically a light cruiser, respectively.
Yeah. Well, you can run smoke on Kaba, but you trade the heal for
Kaba I declared as a light cruiser, basically.
Okay, yeah.
And Halland doesn't have smoke, so...
I mean,
But like they are not doing that much worse. Like
Yeah.
they're still good. It's just more specific or more particular, or however you want to call it.
like BA Montana is busted. Let's nerf Columbo and Z52. Columbo is better than BA Montana is. Like BA Montana is very strong.
Also, even if we were to
Like-
plan to nerf her, she just came out.
Yeah.
The nerf is planned like months ago. Like,
Yep.
it's not how it works.
Yep. Prince
Oh,
Blip,
what
please
do I
answer
see
something.
there?
I've been answering questions this whole stream, my guy.
If we are not answering your question, doesn't mean we don't like you. It usually means that we just didn't see it. So instead
Yeah.
of that, just ask a question again. Oh, there's a Graf Spee. Hello, Graf Spee.
The quiz of
Once
his
my-
health.
Turrets feel like turning. I might
Yeah.
say goodbye, Graf Spee.
How come the AI gets to use Blue Archive Montana? Because I think the AI just gets to use all
Ships on your side, yeah.
all ships. So at LT at least, because all ships at LT are just LT ships.
Oh yeah, LT as well. Bye. Ouch.
Are there plans to buff or rework secondaries? Nope.
They are totally fine as is.
Can we have a Jutland buff? Oh, that's an interesting one. I'm not sure how Jutland is doing offhand. I don't think she's doing exceptionally well. So, but I don't think she's also doing that poorly either, which means that she would be not really very high on the priority.
No, I survived. Okay, cool. Something's shooting me over the island, and I don't know what it is, but it dealt like 30k damage to me.
Is it the Trento here?
No, not like on the other side.
Oh, okay.
I just died. I got crossfired by the tops. I was like, we don't have destroyers, but yeah, there are lots of cruisers with tops. And yeah.
All right.
I don't know. I'm too aggressive. Should have was baited by no destroyers being there. Can a Switch handle Mobile Legends? I doubt it. I very much doubt it. I don't know. Probably need to reduce the graphics even more. Maybe that works. No idea, but
Scimitorps or nukes, each one takes half of a BB or any BB's health. How?
like for the people who have been here for the last 2 hours, come on. We told you like 5 times we cannot answer any details on collaborations. What do you keep doing? I see your names in the chat. You have been paying attention. Please, like.
Yeah, but no. Scimitorps do 25k damage.
Just because you keep asking, the answer won't change.
Yeah. Scimitorps do 25k damage before any torpedo defense is calculated and before any saturation is calculated.
Yeah.
This means that it is literally impossible for a Shimakaze to two-shot a battleship within her tier bracket. There's none of them with less than 50k HP.
You can't position to avoid Shima. I can prove it. You very much can position to avoid Shima.
Yep.
Can also prove that. They are stupid questions. They are not stupid. The thing is, the question, or like same for feedback. There are questions and feedback that are not really valid, but the opinion or the passion or the feeling behind it is still valid. Like that's what I mean. Like I understand. Like I see these questions and we're like, okay, we can't answer them. But what does it mean? It means that there's quite some demand for, in this case, Azure Lane from this player, or like whatever else you are asking about.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying like there's usually no stupid questions.
New commander for Michelangelo, 8th time asking. There's been no announcements in that regard. Only the teaser for Michelangelo.
We cannot answer more questions about upcoming content, basically. Okay, 1v1 any BB versus my Shimmer. That is not the same. If the Shimmer isn't really, really bad, she would usually win, yes. But the game is not made for 1v1s. That's why we usually don't do that many 1v1s, because that's not what we are balancing for.
1v1 me, rock versus paper.
That's basically
I'm playing paper. It's like, Shima is designed to torpedo battleships.
A fair 1v1 would be Shimmer versus Shimmer. I don't think it would be very fun, but could do it.
It would be dependent on the player that decides to use their guns first. Probably.
It depends, because if you use your guns first, you might get spotted and the other one isn't. But it could also mean if both are using their guns, it depends on who's shooting better. Yeah. Also, general like PSA. Also, like even Shimmer has main guns. You can use them sometimes. I've seen so many battles lost because a destroyer refused to use their main guns or was too afraid to use their main guns, which is understandable. It's a bit of a learning experience, but it can work really well. And Shimmer's alpha is actually quite good. She just doesn't out DPM like gunboats. Would be bad if she could. Make her pretty strong.
Warspite now shoots.
So why nerf Z52 the perfect Shimmer killer? Because she will still be the perfect Shimmer killer.
Yep.
Shimmer is not OP, just annoying for battleships, which is a more popular class. Pretty much. Sorry, you wanted to...
Oh, there was just somebody was saying that apparently Warspite is bad or something like that now, which is not the case. Only a few minutes into this battle and to have 72k, not that bad at all.
Some of you all need to look up what Japanese torpedoes did to the ships they hit. Then ask yourself how much damage that would be in game. I mean, in general, if you look at like many encounters, there were so many where it's like a singular shell hits or singular torpedo hits.
Yeah.
And then equally, there are some encounters where like a whole part of a ship was like basically cut off, like Jarvis.
Yeah.
And they got home fine. No casualties, nothing.
Yeah. Look at like all
Reality is very, very random.
Yeah.
Like there's way more RNG in reality.
I mean, yeah, look at all the American cruisers that took a torpedo and lost their bow. Like, the fact that there's multiple is a bit sus.
Ramming would also work very differently, of course, and hitting anything would work very differently.
It's like, for context, we're talking about torpedoes that are 4 inches in diameter, larger than basically every other nation's torpedoes except for the Nelson torpedoes. But these are essentially the largest torpedoes in use in World War II. They have almost twice the explosive mass of like regular 533 mil torpedoes, and also have explosive mass that it has higher yield than most torpedoes have. So it's going to be like, so it's no wonder that they do so much damage. It's just kind of a natural intuition there. Big bomb makes big boom.
When will we be able to make camos? You can make camos from paint if that's what you mean. Otherwise, like if you mean like fully self-drawn stuff, we all know how that would end. So no.
Yep. If you're lucky, it just ends in dick butt.
Any consideration for adding additional team sizes to standard games? That's kind of what arcade is as an alternative to standard. Of course, you have like the modifiers, so it's not quite the same, but don't really have any other plans. Otherwise, like ranked or brawl or arena are also modes that we keep returning on a relatively regular basis, and it's also like different team sizes.
Yeah. Give Congo torps like in real life. So Congo had her torpedoes removed in the 1920s and 30s. Half of them in one refit and half in another. So the version that we have in the game is essentially the World War II Congo, which means that she has no torpedoes. So that's historically accurate. She didn't have torpedoes at the time.
The game is big enough that I don't see many of the people on my friends list out in the wild. How often do you guys come across community members you recognize out on the water? Usually during streams, at least like once or twice, but that's also because people see kind of, or like hear what kind of tiers we're discussing and then queue up at the same time. But it happens randomly every now and then. It happens. I mean, odds are probably like a couple tens of thousands of people who might have seen our names. So the other way around is more likely that we might recognize somebody, but some of us also play the game a lot. Some of us a bit less, but if you play a lot, you will eventually come across people like maybe once a day.
Yep.
If you take somebody like Final Boss, he has been with the game since almost day one.
Yep.
And knows every single island by first name. Like, yeah.
Because he keeps running into them, right?
Second in Hyuga. Guys, Hyuga's balanced. Look at my damage. Warspite needs nothing, though. I look at it.
Yeah.
I'm
Warspite is fantastic.
I have to give her a try again. My Warspite doesn't work. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I don't hit anything with her. Like, nothing. Need to check your build, I guess.
Yeah.
Are you running any accuracy?
I am running, it's Cunningham. So shell grouping, Flamcan, marksmanship with Iachino and Paolo di Revel for a little bit of reload time. Alex, they just nerfed Columbo. They're not rampaging around nerfing BBs. Like, we're nerfing Columbo and buffing Vermont and Florida. So we're buffing 2 ships and nerfing 1 battleship.
Do you play the game when you aren't at work? Extremely rarely for me, honestly. Like the only times I would ever do this, if like I joined a few of the CCs like occasionally, like maybe once a year, honestly. But I used to play basically like I stopped work, went home and just played our games until I went to sleep and then rinse and repeat every day. But in the end, it's a job. So I figured for myself I should distance myself so I don't just think all day warships, nothing else. So I don't. And I actually try to keep it as a job. But I still enjoy the game. Like, don't mind playing it.
Yep. I'm in the same boat as well. I try to, or I'm trying more now, but I try to keep distance between work and life, because if it's only work, life is bad. So
Yeah.
any consideration to rework matchmaking? So this it continues, but the gist of it is that you're asking for like a pseudo skill-based matchmaking system. Unlikely to come to Legends, at least for the main game modes. The reasoning is just skill-based matchmaking is always questionable at best, and then secondly, generally speaking, doesn't work very well in team environments where it's more than like 3 to 5 members, which most environments in Legends are 9v9. So
plus we also have the different tiers, which adds even more, because you don't just play the same characters or vehicles. So the queue times would be quite long, and they are like very competitive players who would love to do it and like have a challenge 24/7. But the whole way the random matchmaking works is that you have very random battles. Sometimes you are a bit favored. Sometimes you are your enemies are favored. Sometimes it's very equal. Adds more variety as well.
Yeah. Here's a fun question. Can you tell us more about the history behind the new campaign ship? Why is it designed in that configuration and for his main battery? So this is off the top of my head, so it's a bit rough. But the history of the campaign ship is a 1927 roughly design, because Italy, when she signed the Washington Naval Treaty, was allowed to build one capital ship, or start building one capital ship in 1927. It was a special exception for Italy and France. And so one of the designs that they came up with was this design, due to how they wanted to use their weight limit, because they could build up to 35,000 tons, or they could build less than that and build more ships. And so one of the ways to do that was to centralize the main battery, which both allowed you to do maximum protection for as little weight as possible, as well as to allow you to improve the torpedo defense, which was a concern at the time. So hope that answers some of your question.
One last question, because it's already past 7. I actually have an appointment, so I have to rush home. Somebody wondered, I wonder if a BB ever sunk in real life due to a fire set by a destroyer or cruiser. Do you know?
Fire set. If a battleship ever sunk by a fire set by a cruiser, maybe if you go back into the pre-Dreadnought area, because you could probably find a case from Tsushima if you really dug into it, maybe. But in terms of like the World of Warships era, no, not really. You could argue that Hiei was sunk. One of the Congo class was sunk by point blank fire from cruisers and destroyers. However, there was also some aircraft that helped with that. So, and torpedoes that were going on. So, it wouldn't be directly from the fire probably. So, but you could argue Hiei was. And that would be cruisers and destroyers together.
I mean, the whole dynamic between ships back then was very, very different. And the moment when carriers came into play was all around the carriers anyway. Okay.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you said it was the last question, so it was.
I want to answer one more question. So you do one more and I will one more.
All right. Didn't a Japanese cruiser blow up from an HE shell, detonating its torps on the deck? No, it was a bomb.
But also, that's not a fire, that's a explosion.
Yeah, but no,
I'm not even going to start mentioning HMS Hood. Oh, wait.
Yeah, both of the Japanese cruisers that blew up due to the torps was due to bombs.
So the question I wanted to answer, even though I said it's the last, how does the development of a ship usually take place? It's pretty much the exact same way that PC does it, and they actually made a behind-the-scenes video where they filmed the whole process and made a time-lapse out of it. If you search on YouTube, time-lapse HMS Hood, it was actually for Hood, on the Warships PC channel, you'll find the video. It's a really cool video and takes many, many months to make a single ship, and they showed like how they work in the editor, modeling it, and all the stuff. And takes like over 1,000 hours to make one ship. Of course, several ships are in the works at the same time, and yeah. All right, and with that, I would say it was a really cool and fun stream. I hope you guys had fun. Have a good start into the new week. As we said, check out our Michelangelo teaser. We published it 2 hours ago. If you didn't watch it yet, it's on our YouTube channel. And otherwise, more information on the upcoming update next Monday. We will be having on Thursday as usual. Unless something really weird happens, but I doubt it. So yeah, have a great evening or great day, depending on where you're from. And see you next week for the update stream.
Thank you for coming, everyone. Have a great week.
Bye.